Lads, welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. This year, latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Mikel Arteta has been speaking about the transfer window once again. Obviously, it's going to be a big recurring theme in his press conferences because January is here. It's just 100 hours away from the opening of the transfer window. It's very, very interesting because it's a chance for us to get better players, maybe one or two players, and make this squad better. So he was asked about what our plans are in the transfer window. And again, once again, he was asked about whether Arsenal are willing to go and splash the cash on the market. And his response is quite very, very interesting. I want us to talk about it. He says that if there is something unbelievable on the market in January, and the club are willing to go and do it, then Arsenal will sign players. So it means if there is nothing unbelievable on the January transfer market, Arsenal will not sign players. I want us to dive into both angles. The positive angle, which is Arsenal are willing to go and get players, especially if unbelievable opportunities arise. And then we should also speak into what you'd call the downside of that statement, that if Arsenal don't find anything unbelievable on the January transfer market, we might not sign anyone. The first question I want to pose to you, do you think that we only need unbelievable deals, unbelievable players in January, or you also think that we need as well a few players to boost up this team? I mean, a player might not be unbelievable. Like, take for example, if Arsenal had the chance to sign Leroy Sané right now, I don't think Leroy Sané, with everyone fit, is a player that comes in to start every single game or bench everyone. But I think that would be a very big and very good addition to the front line. If you think about the midfield and you think about Adagula on loan, that is not something really unbelievable. That's not the same as, signing, I don't know, maybe, Odegaard. But again, Adagula coming in might play just a few games, but it gives you security and options, if he comes in. But anyway, what do you think about the words of the manager? If something unbelievable is there and the club are willing to go and invest in it, then we will do it. But if there is nothing unbelievable on the market, I'm telling you, we might not get anyone. So I want us to start with the positives, right? I've been told to be positive on this podcast, not a negative podcast, positive podcast. So the positive about that is that the club have realized there was a mistake in the summer. There was a mistake that has to be rectified. A mistake on the forward line, a mistake in midfield. And I'm not really so sure why, again, during the planning phase, we wanted to do another defender. We wanted to do another defender deal. I'm not really quite impressed with this, crazy signings of defenders, like Arsenal just trying to do a defender every year and a goalkeeper every year. No. I mean, I think if you're going to get rid of Zinchenko, you get rid of Kivio, you get rid of Tomiyasu, Kieran Tierney, then maybe those four leaving, it might open up an opportunity for you to go and get in, another defender. But before they leave, you want to add another defender in January. I'm not sure about that. But of course, if Mikel Arteta, as a defensive-minded manager, he's so mindful about his defense. He's looking into Tomiyasu's injury record. He's looking into Zinchenko's injury record, and he's looking into Calafiori and Kieran Tierney, and he's saying all these guys should be able to play for me on the left-hand side of the defense, which is left centre back and left back. But none of them is reliable, and none of them is always fit. So I need another defender. So I don't understand. I don't really doubt his intentions. But I kind of feel like in January right now, as we need a quick fix, defense is far away from what we want or what we need. So when he says that we want to do something unbelievable, I want you to think about it in this way. Arsenal are looking for a good deal on the January transfer market. Now, not every January transfer market there is a good deal, right? And still, January shouldn't be an opportunity to accumulate deadwood. I don't want to see Kim Kalostrom, those Arsene Wenger signings of Kim Kalostrom, I think Unai Emery's Denis Suarez. I don't want to see those, right? So it's better for us to sign one player and that player is good. And so Arsenal are setting their eyes on Matheus Cunha. If Matheus Cunha is available and Arsenal are willing to do the deal, then that's a really unbelievable deal. Like, normally Matheus Cunha is an average player. I don't think he's really unbelievable. But for him to be available in January, it's an unbelievable deal. And also, Matheus Cunha is a player that can come in and replace Gabriel Jesus generally and overall in the squad and facilitate the sale of Gabriel Jesus, or even facilitate the sale of a player like Gabriel Martinelli, honestly. So, yes, Arsenal are willing to invest in January, but in something unbelievable. The positive side there is that we are willing to splash some cash if opportunities arise. Now, this January transfer market is going to be weird. Why is it going to be weird? I think there's so many clubs that are desperate for a good signing. I think Manchester United will need 2. I think Manchester City will need 2. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, right? So I think opportunities will eventually make themselves available because cash is going to be available. I think I won't be surprised to see a player like Florian Wirtz go to Man City in January. I won't be surprised to see a player like Leroy Sané cross over to Arsenal in January rather than Bayern lose him on a free, okay? But there is also a downside to Mikel Arteta's, if there is something unbelievable, we will do it. The negativity in that statement suggests Arsenal might not do deals this January because they simply feel there is nothing unbelievable on the market. That is scary. That is really scary. We can't afford it. We can't afford trimming the squad like we trimmed it in the summer, not improving it like we failed to improve it in the summer, and again, not improving it in January. It's terrible, it's horrifying, it's a big mistake. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't even consider doing it. If we cannot find the Matheus Cunha Kudus deals, let us go and do deals of players that can come in and just, fill in, right? Like Simeon Adingra on loan from Brighton, or one of the Brighton wingers. Like, I'm looking at this Brighton team and I'm like, you have Ferguson. Go and get Ferguson on loan. I don't have a problem with that. Go and get Kolomwani on loan. It's nothing impressive. Kolomwani is nothing impressive. Ferguson is nothing impressive. But if you have 2 injuries, right, with the current state of lack we have with injuries, go and get at least 2 players. Like, if Ferguson comes in and no other forward player gets injured at Arsenal, well and good. We shall say the club tried to find a solution, but the problem did come. We had the solution, but the problem did come. But at the moment, all signs point to a need for us to invest in at least 2 players in January. If we don't get 2 players or 1, I won't be surprised if our season has already ended. And I think internally, I can see it from this squad. Internally, there is this kind of struggle going on inside the squad that it feels like the season has already ended. It feels like Arsenal are doing a lot of nothing these days, especially on the pitch. But let's wait and see. Arteta says something unbelievable. If that is available, we are going to go and do the deal.